Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Dripp Strick podcast. Thank you so much for listening. If you haven't already, we dropped the first episode, and now this is the second. This is the week 2 predictions. So we did the week 1 recap. Now we got week 2 predictions. We're very excited. Second episode of the Dripp Strick podcast. I'm here with my boy Jacob Strickland. How you doing today, man?
Doing great. A little bit under the weather today, but we still on that podcast grind.
Exactly. You already know. You already know. So what do we have today? What kind of games we got?
All right, so we're just gonna go over all the upcoming games, make some predictions, all that kind of stuff. So first off, on Friday we got Louisville at UCF.
Ooh.
Um,
Okay. I'm glad we get to
based
talk
on
about this game.
based on the Week 1 performance from Louisville, I think UCF will win.
Yeah.
They got John Rice Plumlee. He's one of my favorite quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Love him, and I think UCF comes out with a dub.
Okay. I like that. I like that I got a lot. Yeah. Malik Cunningham had a bad week 1 against Syracuse. UCF, I like their team. They got a good coach in there, Gus Malzahn. But yeah, I really like John Rice Plumlee as well. He's very good. Week 1, he was 20 for 31, 308 yards, sorry, and 4 touchdowns. He also had a rushing touchdown for 86 yards. 86 yards rushing. Yeah, he had a great game. Louisville did not have a good game week 1. I like UCF in it.
All right, and this is all right. We go into Saturday. Starting off with a big one: Alabama at Texas. This is going to be a good game. I'm excited to watch this game. I'm very excited to watch this game.
Yeah, me too.
I'm gonna give it to Alabama. Unfortunately, I just think they're the better team. It's at Texas.
Yeah.
So that gives Texas a bigger advantage, but I still think Alabama comes out with a dub. Yeah,
Okay.
Alabama.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely agree. I say Alabama comes out. I mean, Texas won 5 games last year. That's the bottom line. They're gonna, give him a few more years. You got Quinn Ewers in there. He's only played 1 game.
Yeah,
So I'd say give him another year, give him another 2 years, but just give Texas another 1 or 2 years to get good. I hate that they're playing them this year, and I wish they could wait for Texas to be a little bit better, get some better recruits in there. Because I mean, obviously Texas always has good recruits every year. It's just what
yeah,
they do with their recruits, and so they
yeah.
got some guys coming in. Well, going to have a good recruiting class next year, but yeah, I got Bama at 11 o'clock. I think they're just too good for them this year.
Yeah. Unless Bama cannot stop the run, if they can't stop Bijan Robinson,
Yeah, love him.
they're in for a rude awakening.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Um,
Yeah, Texas got some playmakers
they
who can
got
move
some
the ball.
studs. They got some good players. A lot of them are pretty young and inexperienced.
Yeah.
So they'll need a couple years
Yeah, 100%.
before they can compete with teams like Alabama. Let's see. Next up, we got South Carolina at Arkansas.
Ooh.
Spencer Rattler, I did not think he had a decent week 1 performance. I didn't really. I think he's super overrated in my opinion.
Mhm.
I love what's his name, KJ Jefferson on
Yeah.
Arkansas, the quarterback. I love him. I think Sam Pittman's a great coach. He's really turned that program around. So I'm giving it to Arkansas.
Okay. Yeah. This is going to be a good game. Like I love, it's already week 2, and there's SEC games on. I think it starts at 11 o'clock. I
Yeah,
do like Arkansas here as well. I think they just had the better team overall. They're probably not going to be as good as they were last year, but Arkansas got some good stuff for them. They have a bright path again. Sam Pittman's a great coach, and I think they get the best of South Carolina. I just don't think South Carolina has the tools like yet.
yeah,
Yeah, but they will. They will.
yeah, yeah. I agree. Let's see. We got Wake Forest at Vanderbilt. The return of Sam Hartman.
Legend.
I'm definitely giving this one to Wake. I don't know Wake Forest. I'm giving it to Wake Forest. Vanderbilt doesn't have a great defense. They have a great quarterback though. A great um great quarterback who can run the ball really well. He can pass the ball really well. Um, but I think Wake Forest takes the cake in
Yeah,
that
I
game.
agree. It says here they are favored by 13. Wake Forest is. But I
Yeah,
also do have Wake Forest. I think they're just overall the better team. Vanderbilt.
yeah,
They got Mike Wright, decent quarterback. He's not. I wouldn't say he's great, but
yeah,
he's good for the program, and he's only going to get better. But yeah, Wake
yeah.
Forest, man, Sam Hartman is bad news, and he's a top 5 quarterback in college football. I really do think that, and he's just not on a good team. But I like Wake Forest. Honestly, I like him probably pretty big. I like him pretty big on Vanderbilt because their defense is not very good.
Yeah, I agree. Let's see. Next up, we got Missouri at Kansas State.
Ooh,
Um, I don't know. Missouri, this is not a great overall team. Um, Kansas State, they lost Skylar Thompson last year to the draft, the quarterback,
yeah,
who I actually really liked, and he had a really good preseason in the NFL for the Dolphins. Um, so I don't know. I haven't really looked into Kansas State that much. I haven't
yeah.
really looked into Missouri that much either. But I'm gonna say Kansas State got it.
Okay.
It's a home game for them. They have a pretty good crowd that shows up every once in a while. So I'm gonna go with Kansas State here.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, I also agree. I love Deuce Vaughn. Like he's been in some people's Heisman voting. Like put him in the top 5. I love Deuce Vaughn. He had a good week 1.
Yeah,
He had 126 yards for a touchdown. And yeah, Missouri just doesn't have the team. Kansas State. I mean, both teams are not very good. I'm gonna be honest. But I'm gonna just say Kansas. Kansas State's gonna be a better team, and I think they win it.
they're having a mid
Yeah,
off
honestly,
this
yeah, that's
week.
what I wanted to say that, but trying to be nice.
Let's see. Let's see. We got Appalachian State at Texas A&M.
Ooh,
Um, Appalachian State they have a pretty good quarterback. Their quarterback threw 6 touchdowns last week.
yeah, baller.
Led a comeback that it didn't work out for them last week. Huge fan of their quarterback. Texas A&M. Who do they play week 1? I totally forgot.
Sam Houston.
All right, hold on. Let me go look at
Yeah,
that.
Sam Houston. It was 31-0.
31-0. All right, so they yeah. Um. Ooh, their quarterback did not play good against Sam Houston. Hayes
Yeah,
King.
he struggled. Yeah,
Yeah, he had 3 touchdowns, 364 yards, but he threw two interceptions against Sam Houston.
yeah, that's against a
That's
very
not
good team.
that's not great. Looks like their defense had a good game, but it's Sam Houston, so you can't really judge anything off that.
Exactly.
Um, I feel like this game's gonna be a lot closer than people think.
Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna give it to Texas A&M. Um,
Yeah.
but I really do think that it's gonna be closer than people think.
Yeah. Well, I think I mean it's in Kyle Field. You got 102,000 people there.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be too much for Appalachian State. Even though I do think it's going to be better than people think, like you said, closer than people think. I think it's going to be a good game. Texas A&M just got players. I think their quarterback will have a better game. Just week 1 jitters.
yeah,
I think he got that out of the system. Think he's going to have a little bit better game. But if they underestimate this team, they can mess around and lose.
yeah. They
Like
will.
Appalachian State, this is a winnable game for them, and I think they have to tell themselves that because I think if Texas A&M is not prepared, this could be an upset for sure.
Yeah, this isn't like Sanford playing Georgia.
Yeah,
This isn't like um a game that the Texas A&M should be sleeping on.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, giving it to Texas A&M if they're prepared. Let's see. Next week or the next game we're gonna talk about is Tennessee at Pittsburgh.
dang man.
Um, unlike you, I like Hendon Hooker.
Okay,
Um, I think he's a good quarterback. Who did they play week 1? They played Ball State. They won 59-10.
mm,
Hendon Hooker 221 yards, 2 touchdowns. Pittsburgh, they have Slovis. He played a good game against West Virginia. Let's see. I'm gonna give it to Pittsburgh. They
Okay.
played a pretty good West Virginia team.
Yeah.
And won. Um, I do think it's gonna be really close. Um, yeah, I'm giving it to Pittsburgh.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. Tennessee's favored by 6.5 points. 2:30 kickoff. I don't know. I mean, you kind of flip flop. Like you were talking good about Tennessee, and then you're like, you know what, Pitt. I think Pitt's gonna win. But I also like Pitt. I think they're gonna win. I hate going against the SEC school, especially a
Yeah,
good SEC school like Tennessee. I hate
yeah.
doing it. But I'm gonna have to pick Pitt. I think they're again just overall the better team. Slovis had a great week 1. And I think they're going to be more prepared. I don't know. And it's at Pittsburgh. I feel like if it was at Tennessee,
If it was at
my
Tennessee,
choice would be a little bit different.
yeah,
But
my
in Pittsburgh, I don't know how I feel about it. But I like Pitt, but I'm not too sure. Obviously, Tennessee's favored to win, so I think Pitt, but I'm not too sure.
yeah.
It's close.
Let's see. All right, we're going next game. We're talking about is Houston at Texas Tech.
Mm.
Houston played Murray State week 1. They won 63-10. Their quarterback had a great game, 221 yards, 4 touchdowns. I remember Houston. Who did Houston play? I totally forgot. We talked about them
Houston
yesterday.
played UTSA, and they
And
won 37-35. They looked really bad. They won in triple overtime.
oh
They
golly,
looked
man.
very bad.
Yeah. I mean it's UTSA, and you almost lost. You took them to. I mean, you went into 3 overtimes against UTSA. Now UTSA, they're not a bad team. They won they won their conference last year, didn't they? They beat
I don't.
UAB.
Yeah, I think
They're in
you're
the
right. I
same
think you're right.
conference
Yeah.
as UAB.
Conference
They beat
USA.
UAB. So they're not a bad team. Their quarterback had a good game, 206 yards, three touchdowns, and a rushing touchdown. I'm giving it to Texas Tech. They had a better performance week 1. Um, yeah, Houston didn't impress me. So yeah, I'm gonna give it to Texas Tech.
Okay. Dang. Again, we agree. I'm also giving it to Texas
Yeah.
Tech. I think they're favored to win, but yeah, Houston looked too bad. I like Texas Tech. They got a good team. They had a decent team last year. But yeah, I think they're getting things figured out at Texas Tech. Houston looked like they had a good year last year, but yeah, they man. Hey, now that I think about it, you know what's funny about this game? Houston beat Auburn in the bowl game. and
Oh,
Texas
all right,
Tech
hold on.
beat Mississippi State
All
in
right,
the bowl
next game, next game, bro.
That's crazy. But
That
I
is
got
actually
Texas Tech winning.
crazy.
But yeah, both teams beat our team in their bowl
We
game.
are
That's crazy.
we are preying on Houston's downfall.
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm praying on Texas Tech's downfall. But I'm picking
All right, let's see. Next game. Virginia at Illinois.
Ooh,
I really like Brendan Armstrong.
yeah, baller.
I think he's a baller. He had a dude. So he had 246 yards rush or passing, 2 touchdowns and a pick. But he also had 10 carries, 105 yards and a touchdown against Richmond. It's against Richmond though. They only won 34-17.
Okay. Yeah.
And Illinois has already played a couple games, haven't they?
Yeah, they played week 0. They played
Let's
I
see.
think Indiana week 0. Or
Yeah,
maybe they played them on
they
Saturday.
played Wyoming week 0.
Gotcha.
They beat the snot out of Wyoming.
What did they do against Indiana?
They lost. It was actually pretty close. It was 23-20.
Okay.
They lost their veteran quarterback. His last name was like Peters or something last year. He wasn't nothing special, but he had experience. So they're playing this guy named Tommy DeVito. I love that last name. He's a senior. Oh, he's a senior. Wow. And then Indiana. Oh wait, no, man. We're not even talking about Indiana. We're talking about Virginia. Yeah, I'm gonna give it to Virginia. I like Brendan Armstrong.
Yeah. I'm also going to give it to Virginia. They got some good guys. They got Keaton Thompson, wide receiver. They have 3 or 4 wide receivers that are very good. Brendan Armstrong. That whole offense is very good. Their
Yeah,
defense, obviously losing to Indiana, um, didn't look that good. So I don't think they have a good defense, but I think they'll figure it out. Illinois is not a great team. I like their coach. I think it's cool that he's in Illinois, but I'm gonna give it to Virginia. I really really like Virginia.
yeah. All right. Here is my upset of the week.
Okay.
Normally, I root for UCLA. I love UCLA. They're probably my favorite Pac-12 team.
Mhm.
But they're playing Alabama State. Um, I'm UCLA lost to they were ranked last year. They lost to Fresno State, who wasn't very good. They have a great Fresno State has a good quarterback though.
Yeah.
Um, Alabama State picked up the transfer from Auburn, Demetrius Davis.
Ooh.
He's great. He's a great thrower. He's a great runner. Um, so if UCLA sleeps on this Alabama State team, I think Alabama State will beat them. I think it's a trap
Okay.
game.
Is it at UCLA?
Yeah, it's at UCLA.
Okay. I don't know how those Bama boys are gonna play in Los Angeles. I don't know if that works out well.
That's just my upset of the week.
Yeah, it could happen. I do like that. That's interesting. Alabama A&M, it's Alabama State or Alabama A&M.
Alabama State. If it was
Okay, Alabama State.
Alabama A&M would get
Yeah,
would
they're really
would
bad.
get destroyed.
Jen, I think it might be closer than the experts think, but I don't see an upset. I don't know. If it was like if UCLA had to travel down to Alabama, I would say they might mess around and upset them, but they're going to LA.
Yeah. If I get that right, if I get that prediction right, I'm a little like a genius.
Oh yeah, you are. Yeah,
I'm gonna be
you're gonna
getting
like
I'm gonna be getting phone calls from ESPN. They're gonna be like, "Hey, you want a job?
call them up.
Come be an analysis, bro." All right.
Love it.
Here's a good game. Kentucky at Florida at the Swamp at 6 p.m. So it's a night game at the Swamp.
Wow.
Will Levis, everyone hyped him up so much this offseason. I mean, he threw 300 yards, a couple touchdowns. Also had an interception against their win in their win last week. Dude, I don't know. I really Florida. My prediction is Florida this week. Anthony Richardson. I'm on the AR-15. Anthony Richardson
Okay.
Heisman train
Okay.
all day, baby. Get into Florida.
I like that. Yeah, Anthony Richardson, he ran in for 3 touchdowns. That's very
Yeah.
impressive. He had 3 rushing
Yeah.
touchdowns. I also like Florida, man. I'm on the Florida hype train. They shut me up last week. I thought Utah was going to pounce them, but they didn't. So I do have Florida winning it. I think they're good. Kentucky, I'm just not sold on Kentucky.
I'm not either.
Especially not Will Levis. I think Levis might have a good game. I think it's going to be a good game in general, and I'm really glad I'm going to be able to watch it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Florida. I think they're going to pull it out and win it. But that's going to be a great game.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch that one. All right. Hold on, let me get this pulled up. We got Hold on, let me get this pulled up. All right, we got USC at Stanford. Stanford beat Colgate week 1. Colgate's not that good. I'm gonna give it to USC. I don't think Stanford's good enough to keep up with Caleb Williams and all the talent that they have at USC.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with that. I mean, like I said in the first episode, USC has their offense figured out.
Yeah.
And Stanford hasn't been good in probably about 3 or 4 years, and I don't think they're that good this year. I'm gonna give it to USC. I think it's gonna be a pretty good game, but I'm gonna have to give it to USC. I think they just got more playmakers.
Yeah. All right. San Jose State at Auburn.
Okay.
Auburn by 1,000,000. Robbie Ashford, 6 touchdowns passing, 400 yards passing. We're gonna smoke the San Jose State.
Okay. You want to keep talking about that game? You can go
dude.
crazy.
Dude, look, TJ Finley's starting. TJ Finley, he's gonna go throw a couple picks against San Jose State.
Hmm.
The fans are gonna be like, bench TJ Finley. And then they're gonna put in Robbie Ashford. Robbie Ashford's gonna do his thing. He gonna run a lot. He gonna pass a lot. He gonna throw a lot of touchdowns. He gonna run a lot of touchdowns. It's just gonna be. I think it's gonna be a great performance by the Tigers.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Obviously, I got Auburn too. Just because, I mean, if I didn't pick Auburn, I'd be crazy. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah. I don't really have much to say about the game. Obviously, I know you're gonna be excited. I know you're gonna be watching it.
we'll be watching that
But
game.
yeah, Auburn's gonna have a good week. They're gonna have a good Saturday.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna talk about Boston College at Virginia Tech.
Okay.
Virginia Tech lost to Old Dominion week 1.
Yeah.
That's just that's just horrible. They got the transfer from Marshall. What's his name? I forgot his name. Their quarterback is a transfer from Marshall. Played a bad game. Boston College. They have some. They have a Phil Yarkovic or something. Some
Yeah.
really weird last name. They got some great receivers. I'm saying Boston College. Yeah, I'm going with Boston College for this game.
Okay. Yeah, I also agree. I like their quarterback a lot. I remember he played Clemson, I think a year or two ago.
Yeah,
And well, they play I think every year. But yeah, he played good against Clemson. He had a bad week last week. He had 3 touchdowns, but he had 2 picks as well.
yeah.
He's a senior. He's really good. Virginia Tech's actually favored to win the game. But
That's crazy.
I don't know. And I feel like this game could go either way. I really do. Virginia Tech's quarterback really struggled. Really struggled. Grant Wells, he threw 1 touchdown but also threw 4 interceptions.
Golly.
He did not have a good game.
Mm-mm.
Boston College they had 1 receiver go for 117 yards, 2 touchdowns.
What's his
I
name?
think Boston College. I think their offense is better, and Virginia Tech obviously they lost a bad game last game. So yeah, I got Boston College in this as well.
Yeah, but you really never know with Virginia Tech. Last year, week 1 at Virginia Tech, they upset North Carolina.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
she you never really know.
yeah, you never know, and they might be fired up after the loss in week 1, and they might just come out and spank Boston College. You really don't know about that.
All right, we're going to Baylor at BYU.
Ooh.
Remember Baylor won their game by like a crap ton.
Yeah, they played Albany, 69
Yeah,
to 10.
they won by a lot. And then BYU, who did BYU play week 1? They played South Florida, won 50 to 21.
Yeah.
Their quarterback threw 261 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. I'm giving it to Baylor.
Okay.
Remember Baylor? I was watching the Baylor Oklahoma State game last year. And who
That
won
was a
that
good
game?
game.
It was I forgot who won that game.
It
I
was
just remember
Baylor
it was
won
down to the wire. It was like
it. Yeah, Baylor won it.
yeah. I really like Baylor. I'm gonna go with Baylor. I think their offense is better. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm also going with Baylor. I really like Blake Shapen. I think that's how you say his name. He's a junior quarterback. He's really good. It says BYU is actually favored to win by 3.5 points. I'm not too sure about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Blake Shapen's really good. I really liked Baylor last year. Their offense was good, and their defense was good last year. And so obviously they played Albany week 1, so you can't really judge how they played. But I'm looking forward to this game. I think Baylor will pull it out though.
Yeah. All right. Second to last game, we're gonna go over Oregon State at Fresno State. I'm giving it to Fresno State. Their quarterback, his name's like Jake Hayner.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jake Hayner. He's very experienced. I think he's like a 5th year senior or something.
Dang.
I don't know. I feel like he's been at Fresno. He's been in the college football world for a long time. He threw 377 yards, 2 touchdowns against Cal Poly. They
Yeah.
won 35-7. Not that impressive, but they hold on. But hold on, let me pull up Oregon State.
Yeah.
Oregon State is not that impressive either.
Yeah, they're not that good.
Their quarterback had 251 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions against Boise State. Yeah, I think Fresno State got it.
Okay. I'm going to pick Oregon State. Not too sure about it though. I like Fresno State as well. I'm gonna be completely honest. I don't know really a whole lot about these two teams.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's tough. Oregon State, obviously, they're not really good in a year. Fresno State usually is good. I'm gonna pick Oregon State though.
Game. Austin's favorite, Mississippi State at Arizona at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, looking forward to staying up.
Going with Mississippi State on this one. Will Rogers, phenomenal quarterback. He really fits well with that air raid, with the air raid system. Yeah, I think they'll smoke. I think they'll beat the crap out of Arizona. Do you remember last year when Arizona in the middle of the season held tryouts for their
Yeah,
football team?
yeah, that
Dude,
was embarrassing.
that was so embarrassing, dude.
That was awful.
Yeah, I'm going Mississippi State, and I don't think it's gonna be close.
Okay. I mean, obviously, I'm a madman if I pick Arizona, and I like Mississippi State a whole lot. I think they're a great team. I think we got our offense figured out. Will Rogers, man, 450 yards, 5 touchdowns. He had a pick, but he had a phenomenal game. But I will have to say, this is not the Arizona from last year. Arizona last year went 1-11. They won one game.
Golly.
This year they got a transfer from, I believe, from Washington State. He was actually committed to Mike Leach at Washington State, stayed there, and then he transferred to Arizona this year. Jaden DeLora, he had a phenomenal game last week. They played San Diego State, which, they have a decent defense. He went 22 for 35, 299 yards, and 4 touchdowns.
Golly.
He had a phenomenal game. He had probably a top 15 like stats wise in the nation. He was great, but I just think we're too good. Honestly, it's at Arizona at 10 o'clock at night, which I think that will give them an advantage. But honestly, like, do not be surprised if this game's closer, just because Arizona, I really do think DeLora is a great wide receiver and a quarterback, but I do think we're just going to be too good. We're very experienced. We got guys. We got defensive guys. Last week we did a lot of experimenting in the third and fourth quarter. Like, we were up 35-3 at one point.
Yeah.
And then Zach Arnett, defensive coordinator, he was just experimenting. Like, there was guys I didn't even know that were in the game. And but yeah, a lot of young guys that were in the game, like the third and fourth quarter. So I think if we play our guys all 4 quarters, don't do any experimenting, I think our defense and our offense is going to be too good. Hopefully we get a master class from Will Rogers. And yeah, I got Mississippi State.
Yeah, I agree. That's all I got. Do you have anything else?
Yeah, I'm gonna just I got some games. I'm just gonna skim through. Like, we don't have to talk about them real quick. Obviously, yeah, they're not gonna be games of the week or anything. But I got Michigan, Hawaii. Obviously, Michigan's gonna win big. Oklahoma State versus Arizona State. That's honestly gonna be a decent game. Oklahoma State versus Arizona State.
Oh, yeah. I was about to say,
Yeah, Oklahoma State's
dude,
favored by 11.
their
Yeah,
offense is good. Their Oklahoma State offense is good. They're great.
Yeah.
Their defense played horribly last week.
Yeah,
They had a bad game. So
yeah, they're the type to get upset if Arizona State's offense came to play.
Yeah.
Next game, Ole Miss versus Central Arkansas. I think Luke Altmaier, I think he's starting. That's gonna be fun for Ole Miss fans to watch. Next game, Furman against Clemson. Obviously, Clemson's gonna win big, man. They always have these nobodies throughout the season, man.
Yeah.
Obviously, Clemson's gonna win big. Washington State versus Wisconsin. I think Wisconsin's going to win big. Samford versus Georgia. Obviously, Georgia's going to murder them. Akron versus Michigan State. Uh, yeah, obviously, Michigan State's going to kill them. Southern Miss versus Miami. I really do like Miami. Tyler Van Dyke's a great quarterback. We haven't talked about him on the show yet.
Yeah, yeah.
He's a great quarterback, and I'm glad they found a quarterback because they've been.
They've
Well, they
been,
had King Jr. I remember he was
but
there for a while.
yeah,
I think Derek King Jr., but he was there
yeah,
for a while. But Tyler Van Dyke's better than him.
yeah,
And they got Southern Miss, and then what else we got? NC State versus Charleston Southern. NC State looked not good on week 1. They
yeah.
struggled big week 1.
They looked,
They got it pulled out.
they looked, they were definitely a little bit overhyped.
Yeah, oh for sure. And they're still ranked number 18.
Golly.
And then next we got Southern Utah versus Utah. Obviously Utah's gonna win that. They're playing a nobody.
Yeah,
Marshall versus Notre Dame. Notre Dame's got to bounce back. I say they win that game very big, just because obviously they're starting this year 0-1, and they cannot afford another loss since
yeah.
they don't have a big hard strength of schedule. So they can't lose another game or they'll be in trouble for Notre Dame, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we still got that 14 playoff, so they gotta do something this year. But one team I want to talk about, just for I guess the remainder of the show, is Oklahoma versus Kent State. Obviously, Oklahoma, they're favored 35.5 points. They're favored by a lot. But I want to talk about Oklahoma. What do you think about Oklahoma this year?
Dylan Gabriel, is that his name?
Yeah.
The transfer from UCF. I'm a big fan of him. Dude, I love Oklahoma's punter, dude. He has a YouTube channel. He does a lot of vlogs and stuff about Oklahoma and stuff. Very nice guy, very awesome guy.
Okay.
Love him. He's a really good punter. Let's see. I really like them though. I really like Oklahoma. Yeah, I think I really like their head coach. What's his name?
Brent Venables.
The Brett Venables. Really like him. I think he's a great fit for Oklahoma. I mean, I remember last year when Lincoln Riley said he was out. Just everyone, I feel like all their stars just were like, "All right, I'm out."
Yeah, it was sad.
And I was like, "Oh man," I felt so bad for Oklahoma fans, man.
Yeah.
I was like, "Wow, this team is just crumbling." But I think they've hired a great head coach. They got a good quarterback in the transfer portal, and they have a pretty good team.
Okay. Yeah, I like everything you said. I agree. I think obviously I don't think they're going to be the team they were last year. The year or two after that, they lost a lot of guys transferred out. But they did get some good transfers like Dylan Gabriel. I think he's going to be a great quarterback for him all year. I really like Brent Venables, defensive coordinator from Clemson. He always had a good defense every year at Clemson. And so I really like the pick. I thought they were going to go after an offensive coach, but they went after a defensive coach. Pretty, I guess, kind of a risky move because they've always been known for their offense and not really their defense. But they got Jeff Levy from Ole Miss. That was Ole Miss's offensive coordinator last year as their offensive coordinator. I really liked that hire. I thought it was great for them because he's a great offensive coordinator. But yeah, I really do like Oklahoma. I think they're going to be a good team. Not a Lincoln Riley team this year, but I really like the hire from Brent Venables and yeah. But I do look forward to them just seeing how they play this year.
Yeah,
And,
I want to see how their season unfolds and stuff.
Yeah, 100%. Especially
See how they do.
They got to get ready for the SEC in about a year or two. So
Oh yeah.
It should be exciting. Can't wait for that.
Yeah, me too.
But yeah, is that all you got?
Yeah, that's all I got.
All right. Well, it's been episode 2 of the Dripp Strick
Episode
podcast.
2.
Hope you enjoyed it. It's been a blast.
If you're still listening, shout out to y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all Y'all are awesome. If you got any suggestions, leave them down in the comments.
100%.
Because we're always looking to improve and get better. And yeah, that's all we got for the Drip Strick podcast, episode two.
Episode 2, baby. Yeah.
Episode two.
Like you said, yeah, definitely check us out. Got a Twitter and Instagram.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
just thank y'all. Thank y'all for showing love and listening. This means a lot to us. We have a blast doing this, and this is only episode 2. So yeah, like you said, if y'all have any suggestions or comments about anything, just let us know. And we're gonna keep on making these. We're gonna keep on making them. We're having fun doing it, and yeah, that's all I got. J Cloud, is that all you got?
Yep, that's all.
All right. Thank you for listening, and I'll see y'all guys in the next one. Thank you.